Vince, we gotta go. Carlo needs our help. Let's go.
I have to marry Patricia Miola.
Hi, honey.
And I gotta get her pregnant or we're all going to war. Is this right, or did I just wake up in Game of Thrones?
Probably a son.
If you don't do this, the Miolas, they're gonna keep coming. They're gonna go after you. They're gonna go after your friends, and then they're gonna kill you.
So I have a few rapid questions. The first one is for you, Jill. So do you prefer stand-up or on screen?
On screen.
You do, but you're very funny on your stand-up.
Thank you. Thank you. I love on screen because, I mean, there is an essence of a stand-up where you have the immediate gratification, you know, so you know, like, oh my gosh, I'm making people escape from reality and they're laughing and they're just like, there's a powerful feeling. But there's nothing like having all this diligence and all this time and effort to create a film, and then at the end sit there and watch all the scroll, all these names, that all the effort that it took to make this happen. There's something so magical about it, and that's what the magic of filmmaking is. And so for me, it's more of a long, it's almost like a relationship, you know, and then it's over and then you're like, oh my gosh. And then you watch, you're like, but it was so beautiful. Yeah. So there's that part of it where stand up, it's like immediate gratification. Yeah, you know, so two different feelings. I think long-term feeling, it would be filmmaking for me.
No, it's fun. It's definitely a big process.
Yeah.
That too. And then Carlos, do you prefer on screen or voice acting?
Gosh, that's a tough one. It's definitely relative to the project, you know? There were some times, like, even on Reno 911, where I was in the trailer all day because it wasn't my turn, and that would get kind of hard. But the immediacy of voiceover is wonderful. I love Fairly Odd Parents. I love being with Suzanne Blakesley and Tara Strong and Darren Norris and Gray Delisle. You're just in a symphony of talent when watching them work. And so there's nothing like that. But when you've produced a movie and you're all in and it's 5 o'clock in the morning and you're making it work, it's a completely separate rush, but that's a tough question to say which I prefer. It's really relative to the project, but since I am striving to maybe get more on film, I'd have to say that. I love both, but yeah, I loved what we did on this movie, so
yeah,
it was pretty special.
Well, I hope you do more.
Thank you.
Okay, so next question. Would you prefer to become a zombie first or watch someone you love become a zombie and then have to kill them?
I want to be a zombie first.
Oh, really?
I put 3 dogs down since 2009. Jill knows all about that with herself. So, I'd rather not feel. I'd rather be the one to feel first.
Yeah.
I agree. Okay. I agree with Carlos. Yeah. Just make me a zombie and then hopefully you kill me before I kill you.
Okay, so what's your favorite zombie movie and your favorite mobster movie?
Oh my gosh.
Hands down, zombie movie is Shaun of the Dead. Like
that's a classic.
Totally. I can watch it over and over and over and over again. And you always find a different element of it. And that's what I'm hoping with Witness Infection. People watch it one time and then they're like, oh, that was a ride. And they watch it again, they see other stuff.
And then they love it. And then, yes.
Yeah, like I'm hoping, and because we really took the time to create little arcs for every character. So like one's not left out and you're kind of like, well, what happened to that one? That's my biggest thing. Don't you hate that when you watch a film and you're like, what happened to what? Like, so we really tried to go. What's your favorite zombie movie, Carlos?
It's tough between the original Night of the Living Dead because I went back and watched a couple of scenes the other day. I was just late at night and it was on, and to watch Dwayne Johnson do his stuff and the political aspect of it, the racial aspect of it, all the things they added in was so wonderful for 1968, I believe. Yeah, 68. And so. But yeah, if you were to ask me side by side, you get a choice what to watch tonight, I would watch Shaun of the Dead again because you could see that Simon Pegg and Nick Frost are just such good friends. And I love Lucy Davis from the original British Office, and she has a small cameo with Martin Freeman as they're crossing each other and find their equals. It's Lucy Davis and Martin Freeman. So I would say Shaun of the Dead. And then my favorite mobster movie has to be the first two Godfathers, I think.
Of course. I think the second one's the only second film that's actually better than the original.
Empire Strikes Back might
Okay, that might be.
Close
That's
second, yeah.
debatable.
That is true. Empire Strikes Back were really good.
Yeah, but Godfather 2 is so good. That's the one, right? Where he says, they shot into my house, into my room, in my bedroom, where my wife sleeps and children play with the toys.
Yeah, right.
I was going to tell you that I would rather you do those little outbursts throughout this interview, but you did it anyway. So I'm glad.
Yeah,
I really
I hit things. I do them.
Yeah.
Not personal, Sonny. It's business.
It's funny because Carlos and I will be like, especially as stand-ups when we tour together, and then people would be talking with us, and we just go in and out of like the conversation, like oh no, so anyways, I like this, and we go in and out.
Yeah.
People are like, you guys do so many great characters, and we're like, we did.
We
Like,
did.
I didn't notice. Yeah, we're just
Just
sponges.
That's great. What's your favorite Italian sausage place? You had
Oh,
to be
wow.
inspired somewhere.
Well, the funny thing is, the reason why there's a lot of the vegan reference is
Oh my
because
God, that
I'm
was
vegan. So
That was really
we
good
were-
at the end. That was one of my favorite parts too. That whole line.
So that's where I'm like, we're gonna get everyone to really rethink about eating, like, pig and intestines. Let's get a little bit let's go a little forward thinking. So it's funny because we had so much sausage on the set, and people are just going nuts. Still, even with all the grossness, they're like, "Oh, this is delicious."
Yeah. My favorite place to buy meats, and I remember when we were first putting this together and producing, and to get inspired, I went into Monte Carlo Deli in Burbank. It's right, they're partnered with Pinocchio Restaurant, which is Italian food, which is okay. Their hot food is not so great, but the deli itself, they have the hanging prosciutto, they have
wow.
panella balls, they have
Yeah.
all the sausages, all the meats. So I took a photo of all that sausage and meat behind the thing and said, we're ready to roll. So that's my favorite place, Monte Carlo Deli in Burbank.
Well, I'll have to go there.
Yeah, absolutely. My wife will show you around. Forget about it. My wife approves.
Jerseys? Oh, yeah, sure.
A big shout out, because we haven't done this publicly, to our line producer, Warner Davis, who works a full-time job for Lionsgate and was also doing all the dirty, nasty paperwork, along with everybody else behind the scenes. We don't give enough credit to those guys that made it all happen as well. So, and Lime Pizza, part owner, Rob Belushi, our star.
That's our star.
Wow.
From
Oh,
Burbank,
really?
California. Yeah.
Yeah, well, thank you for that.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I appreciate it so much.
Go
Yeah.
Jersey.
Go Jersey.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Whoa. Here's your shine box.
Down. I don't think this is gonna help.